Laughter echoed through the glass-walled office like it belonged there more than she did. Lina knelt quietly beside the polished marble floor, her hands moving in slow, practiced motions as she mopped away footprints that were never hers. Above her, the world belonged to other people. People in sharp suits. People who spoke loudly about targets, profits, promotions. And people who laughed too easily at someone who couldn't fight back. A woman in heels paused beside her, deliberately stepping closer to the wet floor. "Oh," she said with a mocking smile. "Be careful. If you miss a spot, the whole building might collapse." A few employees chuckled. Another voice followed behind her. "I still don't understand why cleaners are allowed on this floor. It ruins the atmosphere." More laughter. Lina didn't respond. She only tightened her grip on the mop and continued cleaning, as if none of it had reached her. But inside her silence, something always felt wrong. Not pain, not anger, just emptiness. Like she was living inside a life that didn't fully belong to her. Downstairs, Lina continued mopping the marble floor. The laughter above slowly faded into background noise, something she had learned to ignore. But what she didn't know was, someone had just looked at her differently. Not as a cleaner, not as someone invisible, but as if she mattered. Ethan Cairo stood near the upper glass corridor, his gaze fixed downward. The CEO of the entire company. His presence didn't need announcement. Everyone moved instinctively when he entered a room. No smiles, no hesitation, only precision. He had just arrived. But as he walked through the upper floor, something pulled his attention downward through the glass atrium. And he stopped, just for a moment. His eyes narrowed slightly. Down below, near the cleaning corridor, a woman knelt on the floor. Long dark hair tied simply. Small frame, quiet movements. Something about her froze him in place. Not recognition, not certainty, just a strange disturbance in his chest. Like his mind had brushed against a memory it couldn't fully grasp. He stared longer than he should have. Then his phone rang again. Reality pulled him back. He exhaled slowly. "No," he muttered under his breath, almost dismissing himself. "That's impossible." He turned away and walked into his meeting. Downstairs, Lina kept working, unaware that a single glance had briefly pulled her out of invisibility. Unaware that something inside the man above had just paused for her. Years earlier, Lina had nothing left. An orphan, raised in a struggling orphanage, surviving day by day through small jobs that barely covered food and shelter. Debt followed her family name like a shadow she could never escape. Until one day, she overheard something that changed everything. In a quiet corporate corridor, she stood frozen behind a wall. Two voices echoed clearly, a firm male voice, and an assistant responding carefully. "Sir, your family is insisting on a marriage arrangement again. They want stability, and they want it soon." A pause. Then Ethan's voice, cold, controlled. "A contract marriage. That's what they want." "Yes, sir." It would settle the inheritance conditions and ease the board pressure. Silence. Lina's heart raced. She shouldn't have been listening, but she had heard enough. A marriage, not for love, but for business, for survival, for obligation. Days later, desperation pushed her forward. She found him, not as a dream, not as a fantasy, but as a solution. Standing before the most powerful man she had ever seen, she spoke carefully. "I heard your situation." A pause. "I can do it." Ethan looked at her calmly. "Do what?" Her fingers tightened slightly. "The marriage." Silence. Then she added quietly, "I won't ask for much. Just enough to survive." Her voice softened. "I just need a chance to start over." Something in her honesty made him pause longer than expected. Not sympathy, not emotion, just calculation meeting sincerity. And then, he agreed. The contract was simple, legal, quiet, no ceremony, no romance, just signatures on paper that changed everything. Lina received money from the arrangement, but she didn't keep most of it. She returned to the orphanage where she grew up and donated it, because even when she had nothing, she still couldn't stop herself from helping others like her. Ethan noticed that, but never commented. As part of the agreement, they lived under one roof, not as lovers, not as strangers, but as two people bound by paper and silence. Ethan assumed she stayed at home most of the time, living quietly, keeping distance, staying out of his world. That was the agreement. Simple, controlled, predictable. But Lina needed to survive. So she took a job. And fate, cruel and ironic, placed her inside his company. The same building, the same world, just one floor below the man she was legally married to. And neither of them knew that the contract signed in silence was already beginning to break reality in ways neither expected. Days passed, but Lina's routine never changed. Morning silence, careful steps, quiet endurance, and every day, the laughter found her again. The cafeteria, the corridors, the corners where people thought no one important was watching. But someone was. From the upper floors, Ethan had started noticing more. Not just her presence, but everything around her. The way people spoke to her, the way they dismissed her, the way she never spoke back. It wasn't curiosity anymore. It was disturbance. One afternoon, it went too far. Lina was cleaning near the central hallway when a group of employees walked past. One of them stopped suddenly, looked down at the floor, then at her. "You missed a spot," he said sharply. Before she could respond, he kicked over a small bucket beside her. Water spilled across the polished floor. Laughter followed immediately. "Now clean it properly," another voice added. Lina froze for just a second. Only a second. Then she bent down and started cleaning the mess. As if it was normal. As if it was expected. As if she had already accepted this was her place. But above them, everything stopped. Ethan stood at the edge of the glass corridor, watching. This time, he didn't look away. Something in his chest tightened sharply. Not confusion. Not curiosity. Something colder. Something darker. His voice came suddenly. Clear. Sharp. Unmistakable. "Who did that?" The hallway went silent instantly. Laughter died mid-air. Every head turned. The employees froze. No one answered. No one moved. Ethan's gaze didn't shift. "Pick it up," he said calmly. But the calmness carried weight. The kind that didn't need to be loud to be feared. The man who had kicked the bucket stepped forward quickly, panic already showing. I'm sorry, sir, I didn't." "Pick it up," Ethan repeated. No excuses. No explanations. The man bent down immediately, scrambling to clean the mess himself. The others stood frozen, unable to speak. And for the first time, no one laughed. Lina remained still for a moment, her hands hovering slightly above the floor. Then slowly, she stepped back. Ethan's gaze shifted. From the mess, to her. For the first time, they were looking at each other from the same level. Not through glass. Not from a distance. Up close. There was no mistake. His expression changed. Not dramatically, but enough. Recognition. Her face. Her eyes. That quiet stillness. It wasn't a stranger. It was her. Lina. The name left his lips before he could stop it. She froze. The cloth slipped slightly from her hand. That voice. She looked up slowly. Really looked this time. And the world around her disappeared. Because standing in front of her was not just the CEO. It was the man she had signed her name beside. The man she lived with. The man who was supposed to exist far above her world. Her husband. Silence fell heavier than before. The employees stared in confusion. Back and forth. Between the CEO and the janitor. Ethan stepped forward. Slowly. deliberately. His gaze never left her. "Why are you here?" he asked quietly. Not angry, not cold. Something else. Something deeper. Lina couldn't answer immediately. Her voice felt distant. I work here." A pause. Ethan's expression darkened slightly. "Doing this." She lowered her gaze. "I needed to work. Simple, honest, unapologetic." And that was what broke something. Not in her, in him. Because for the first time, he realized something he had never questioned. She had never asked him for anything. Not comfort, not money, not status. Even as his wife, she had chosen to struggle alone. Ethan turned slowly. His gaze moved toward the group of employees. The same people who had laughed, mocked, humiliated. His voice dropped. Cold, controlled, final. "From today." A pause. "No one in this building speaks to her like that again." Silence. "And if I hear even one more incident," his eyes hardened slightly, "you won't be working here anymore." No one doubted him. Not for a second. And he turned back to Lina. And for the first time, there was no distance between them. No hierarchy. No silence. He reached for her hand, gently, and said the words that changed everything. "She's not your cleaner." A pause. "She's my wife." The world stopped. Shock spread instantly. Faces drained of color. Eyes widened in disbelief. The same people who had laughed now couldn't even breathe properly. Lina stood frozen, her heart racing, her mind struggling to catch up. But his hand didn't let go. And for the first time since she entered that building, she wasn't invisible anymore. She was seen, not as a janitor, not as someone beneath others, but as someone who had always belonged somewhere else. And somewhere between silence, humiliation, and truth, everything finally shifted.